I can't even talk because I just want to talk about how good this story is. Right. Heyo everyone, it's AJ and today is Monday and you know what that means. It's Manga Monday. Yeah. So today we are diverging away from the Yaoi from the last couple of weeks. But don't worry, it's back next week. But today we are going into the world of fantasy, which generally is my favourite kind of like literature novel genre. So it was only about time I was going to get into it in the manga world. So this one was brought to me by the wonderful recommendations of, well, I shouldn't really say wonderful, but it's an Amazon recommendation, unfortunately. So, but I am buzzing for this series, and it is The Girl from the Other Side. And from the off, like just starting off with this book, see the feel of this book. It is nice. The quality of this paper and cover is so nice. Like, it's very soft, but it's also, it doesn't feel cheap, if that makes sense. It's just so nice and smooth and like it's nice and matted. Oh, like as soon as I picked this up, I was like, yes, I'm already in love with this book without actually reading it. It has made such a good impression. I'm those people that really prefer books over digital, and I love the feel of a good book. So this has already won me over just how it feels and smells. So yeah, so this is The Girl from the Other Side. Its art style is very, I don't want to say basic. It's very minimalistic. Like, there isn't a lot of details in most of the pages, but it does a great use of using like negative space or using like black. Like, it's very like, there's quite a few like black pages with just a wee bit of white. And oh, it is beautiful. Like, it's very minimalistic. Like, literally, with the cover, this is probably the most detail of it to a degree. Like, that gives you a sense of the style, and I just love it. Also, it comes with a couple of coloured pages at the beginning. So, well, actually, you get a glossy version of the cover, and then the one I really love from the inside is them getting changed. Like, look how cute. Actually, I've just realised you probably won't think this is cute until like I really explain the story, so I should really do that. Also, I just love this. See the detail just on the very, like, the back of the front page. Like, there's a similar one on the very back, but just that little detail. Oh, nice. Like, I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Like, it's just pretty. I'm literally just like flicking through this and I'm just thinking, oh yes. I was literally just like, so I'm trying to find a good page. So here's a good page of just showing how it likes to use blacks, and like that's the kind of detail that we're dealing with. Like, so it's just smart. I just really like how this has been illustrated. It's just, oh, so nice. Despite how much I just want to gush about this, I should really actually go into the details of the story. So, we have the little girl here. Her name is Shiva. And this lovely, creepy gentleman is called Teacher. That's all he is called. He doesn't have a name. He is just called Teacher. And remember how, like, I keep saying in my other manga things that I don't want to keep overusing the word wholesome? Because I feel like it's not appropriate. Well, this is very bittersweet in its wholesomeness because their relationship is adorable. But the whole story, like, this backstory of it is, like, pretty tragic. So this is in a world where there is the outsiders and the insiders. The insiders are basically general humans, and the outsiders are like these kind of creatures. However, there is, well, whether or not it's true or not, that actually got thrown up in the air. But if an outsider touches an insider, then they get the curse of which then turns them into an outsider. So if Teacher here touches little Shiva, then she will eventually turn into something like him, which isn't nice. So basically, these guys are hunted if they go near people, and obviously people are basically told to stay far away from them as possible. But not all people are nice, and not all outsiders are nice. So there's ones that have like ransacked like towns, like the borders kind of creeped up because they were basically exiled, because there was a whole story that you find out through Shiva of one of her fairy tale stories, and it basically gives you the backstory of once was like the god of light and then the god of darkness, and like the god of light like basically made like things nice and pretty and whatnot, and then god of darkness went, haha, I'm going to ruin that for you, blah 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 blah. So then basically the god of light just turned around and went, nah, I'm going to make things worse for you, I'm going to kick you out. Ha! So then darkness basically turned around and was like, well, I'm going to make a curse so that anything I touch ruins it. And that's basically how this came to be. So separated areas, now kind of more colliding to a degree. So the story starts off with Shiva is talking to her aunt, and her aunt is telling her, if you see an outsider, run. Basically, just run for your life. Don't look back, just run. It's like, okay. And then she wakes up in a field, like she's waking up in a wee tree stump. And basically she remembers, is like, well, I hope he doesn't catch me, because then I'll get into trouble. And here appears Teacher. And it's like, okay, what's this happening? So then they go back home, and, well, actually, they travel around for a little bit. She's like, oh, let's go do this, I want to get some food. And it's like, okay. It's so funny because he's like, she goes, it's like, aren't you hungry? And he's like, I do not eat. And it's like, well, I'm hungry, I want food. Let's go get some food. Like, she's just so pure, this wee lassie. I love her. Like, she's like Anya from Spy Family. Like, very pure, although she's very more naive. Like this Shiva, she's more on the naive end of the scale, which as we get deeper into the story is very unfortunate and sad and just bloody typical in this story. So then they have like their own wee house in this abandoned village, which turned out that had been ransacked by the outsiders like beforehand, so that's why it's completely empty, and it's literally just them living in this place. And it's kind of cute though, because she's picked out the house and she's like put cutlery down in front of it. It's like, this marks that it's mine. Like, nobody else is here. This is mine, so I'm picking it. It's mine. It's like, oh, Hen, you're so adorable. But it also gets sad because literally all within the first chapter, by the way, she goes, I wonder when my aunt's coming to pick me up. And then it turns out she's been with him for like 2 weeks. He's been looking after her for 2 weeks. And then literally the bombshell of the first chapter is that she was abandoned there because she was sentenced to be killed because they thought that she had been cursed. Like, that is harsh. And like, Teacher can't even say to her, it's like, because she's like, wonder when my aunt's coming. And he's like, I'm sure she'll be coming shortly. And then she's like, why didn't you say so? Oh my god. And it's like, oh no, why are you lying? That's just gonna come back and bite you in the arse. That's what always happens with these kind of things. You should never lie. You should never lie about these kind of things. It is just mean. Oh, like, why would you want to do that to that poor wee lassie? So that happens. So you find out that. So then, like, their interactions are just so sad but so cute because, like, he's trying everything to look after her. Like, He even tries to make her apple pie and he burns it, and it's so cute because then he's like, no, don't eat it because it's ruined. And then she's like, no, I want to try it back because you made it for me. Oh my god. Like, it has such cute moments like that, but then it has dark moments. Like, one of the days it's raining and she's like, oh, my aunt's gonna come. What if my aunt comes in this rain? Oh no. And she like goes out with an umbrella and she goes out into the forest, and at this point there's like king's guards that have been sent that way to pick up people who have been like killed and whatnot by like outsiders or been like cursed whatnot. So there'd been a report that somebody had seen her, so they're like, oh, there's a girl that's around this area, and they've been told like if they see her they have to kill her. Like, what? It's so fucked up in that way. It's like, what? And they're like, no, surely no. And then literally they spot her and they fire arrows at her. They're like, no, we need to like see if it will transform because clearly this is just a disguise. And it's like, she's a little girl, and all she was doing was like, hi, excuse me. She went always like, have you seen my aunt? That was literally what she was asking. It's like, I'm here, can you help me? And it's like, oh my god. And they're literally throwing arrows at her. Arrows! It's like they're literally trying to kill her. And, oh no. Like, no. And then, luckily, teacher realizes it because she does have this habit of sneaking out, so hence why at the beginning when she was in the tea stall she's like, I hope I don't get caught, and it's like, you snuck out again. But yeah, so he comes to the rescue, thank fuck, and he takes arrows like a motherfucker. Honestly, he just takes it. Like, I need to show you this. Oh, where is it? Like, look at that. He's got like 4 arrows in his back, and all he cares is just making sure that Shiva is okay. Also, look how beautiful this double page is. Oh. They fire more at him, and see, because it doesn't faze him at all, it's just like, because I think he turns around and he's so nice about it. He's like, leave this girl alone, like, turn around, leave her alone. And then they're like, nah, we're gonna fire more at you. And then he basically has to turn around and be like, if you don't leave, I will curse you. And then they're just like, fuck, we need to leave. It's like, if our arrows are useless, we need to leave. Oh, like, honestly, this story, like, it gives you the cute little moments of them together. Like, they have like tea parties and everything like that, and then they pray together. They have like, he cooks her meals and whatnot, and then you have like that dark moment where like you're literally witnessing 4 adults trying to murder a little child that is just wanting to look for its aunt. Like, damn, boy. And then this fucker leaves on a cliffhanger because it emphasizes on this whole curse thing, right? That if an outsider touches an insider, like, they're then cursed. So literally the last few panels ends up that another outsider breaks into the house that they live in and touches Shiva. Literally, they've got like their hand and it's like just the back of the ear. Like, you see the diagram of just like the ear slightly pushed. Oh. And then like, that's it. Like, holy shit, my boy. Like, look at that. Like, literally just touching the ear. And that's it. And this is how it ends. Look at the designs though. Like, this is the fucker that came in through that broke in, by the way. And it's like, look at her. She's just so innocent. But, oh my god. Me likey. And this isn't finished yet. Like, I've already looked into it. So there's currently 8 out that I can buy. The 9th one comes out, when was it? I think it's October? And then I could pre-order 10 for, I think it was February. Because I think it's every 4 months roughly they're coming out. Like, this series is coming out every 4 months. But, oh, once payday comes around, guess what somebody's buying? Oh, like, this is just so good. Like, I really enjoyed this. Like, I know, like, I say this in, like, every video that I do about manga. It's like, yes, it's so good. Like, the yaois that I've done, like, the last 2 weeks, they were enjoyable, yes. But see if I had to pick between the three of them about which ones I loved the most. Hands down this. Like, I think, see, because it hits that fantasy feeling that I really like. It's dark, it's got cute moments, like, the art style is just so intriguing because it's so minimalistic, but it pulls you in so much. Like, I feel like, see, if it was highly detailed, it would ruin the feel of the story, because you don't really know what Teacher is. Like, this, like, what are these outsiders? Like, what are they? It's so interesting. Like, it really grabs my focus. Like, it's so good, and I'm so shocked that this was just such, like, a random, like, suggestion that Amazon gave me, because usually, because, like, I've bought Food Wars, which is, like very normie. Like, Food Wars isn't exactly a niche, like, series. Like, people know what Food Wars is, whereas, and because, like, I've ordered, like, all of them mostly. It's like, oh, you'll like My Hero Academia, here's Made in Abyss. What's the other ones that keep getting suggested to me? What's the other ones? Like Dragon Ball Z and everything like that. It's like those, like, high-end, like, not, well, high-end, like, hyped up, like, had big animes, very successful, like, you know, that kind of thing. And then there's just this little niche one that just popped up, and I'm like, ooh, because literally that cover, oh, I like this cover. That was, like, I know if it's saying, like, can I judge a book for its cover, when I was complaining about when I was watching all those manga collections, and the last say was literally just basically maybe doing like this, but, like, taking the first book of the series, and it's like you literally had to judge it by its cover to see if I would want it or not. But, like, that is interesting. Like, there's just something about that, but it's just interesting. And then to then read the back, like, read the synopsis of it, I'm like, ooh, yes. Will I pay a tenner for it? Yes, I will pay a tenner for this to see if I like it. Because, damn, boy, it's so good. So yeah, so that's another Manga Monday with The Girl from the Other Side. And oh yes, you like fantasy, you like a wee bit of darkness, but also some nice cuteness. Yes, pick that baby up, because damn, I can't wait to read the rest of the series. And I'm going to be sad when it gets to the point where I've read them all and I'm going to have to wait every 4 months. Oh well, until next time. I'm AJ, I did something today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.